Growing up, I was always very ambitious. I was always looking for new ways and new things to do in order to become successful. And the biggest reason that I gave for the fact that I kept failing was my lack of motivation. And like anybody else, I searched up many tactics to try to combat this issue. I looked at guides on YouTube, I had motivational audios, I had pictures on my wallpaper. I'm not saying these things don't help. But let's take the example of the wallpaper. There's two ways I went about this. The first way was by having a picture of what my success would look like at the very end, and that would be my reminder every day to keep pushing. And the second way was writing my goals out in my notes and having that as my wallpaper. And that's great. That's a great tool to utilize to keep pushing yourself. But let me ask you, how many of you guys are actually looking at and reminding yourself daily of that wallpaper? Because let me tell you, from personal experience, I might have had like a 2-day streak or a week streak looking at my wallpaper, but after that, I paid it no mind. So yes, while it might be a great tool to elevate you, if you don't use it, then what's the point? So that somebody else could come and see your wallpaper and be like, damn, bro, this guy's super motivated, super disciplined. And you stand there like, yes, I am. But you know, deep down, you're not. You know, you're not showing up every single day. You know, you're not being consistent. So what's the point of your wallpaper? You know why you can't continue to look at it every single day and remind yourself all the time? Because you lack the one thing that's the key to success in everything. It's your self-discipline. Your self-discipline combats this feeling of motivation, because self-discipline involves doing things regardless of how you feel. Motivation is temporary. And I know you've heard that everywhere, but it's true. I could feel motivated Monday to Wednesday, and you're telling me if I don't feel motivated Thursday to Sunday that I'm just not going to do anything? I want to put that into the lens of fitness. Do you really think you're going to make great progress and consistent progress if Monday to Wednesday you feel motivated, so you're in a calorie deficit, and then Thursday to Sunday you just aren't motivated, so you're just not going to be in that calorie deficit? How does that make any sense? A lot of you would probably go back to your old habits and start overeating, binge eating, eating whatever you want, not understanding if you're eating higher or lower than your maintenance. So if you were eating higher than your maintenance on those days, you would basically cancel out all the progress that you made Monday to Wednesday. And you see, in there lies the problem. You cannot have your foot in both doors and pick when you want to be disciplined and when you don't want to be disciplined because of the way that you feel. Nobody cares about the way that you feel. The world will keep spinning regardless of how you feel. The market keeps moving. People keep progressing. You can stay where you're at. You think that everything is going to pause because you don't feel like doing it? Now you might be asking, so then how do I achieve self-discipline? It starts with your fitness. I might get a lot of eye rolls for that. It's like, oh, how does this start with fitness? Think about it. Fitness revolves around what you've already been given. You've already been given a mind. You've already been given a body. Now, what are you going to do with it? Think about how ridiculous this thought is. You can't control your mind. You can't control what you eat, how you carry yourself, how you train. Oh, but you deserve to have bigger and better things. What? You cannot deal with what you're given and you expect to deal with bigger things. And that's the thing that I lacked all those years. I always thought motivation was the key factor to success in everything, when motivation does not matter. If you have self-discipline, you don't need motivation. Trust me, you don't think there are some days that I don't want to train, that I don't want to eat right, that I just want to rot on that couch and watch TV? Of course. But because I have self-discipline, because I've mastered my body and my mind, because I understand that I am the one that will choose to do the things that I'm going to do. No one is holding a gun to my head. You cannot control how you feel, but you can control what you think and what you do. So because I have that understanding, I get up and I do what I have to do regardless of how I feel. And that's what you need to start doing. And don't take this as a motivational video. Take this as pure facts, as a wake-up call. I'm not trying to motivate you. I'm trying to slap you in the face and wake you up and make you realize, hey, what am I doing with my life? Why do I have these unrealistic expectations? And they're unrealistic because you can't deal with what you already have. The self-discipline that you have in the gym, in your nutrition, in your daily habits, is the self-discipline that will be reflected into all of your life. Because how you do one thing is how you're going to do everything. I want you to take note of that. And it could be the smallest things. How you make your bed, if you just make it sloppily, without any care, without any attention to detail, that's most likely how you're gonna go about your business. There's something I heard a while ago that I try to live by. And it's a disorganized room is a reflection of a disorganized mind. If you just think in your head, well, that doesn't matter because it's not making me money. I'm just gonna have it however I want and I'm gonna fix it whenever I want. That already reflects a cluttered mind. When you go about doing your day-to-day things, always have that thought in mind. How I do this is going to reflect how I do the things that I really want to do. Now, I'm not saying that means prioritize these little tasks that are going to take up a whole bunch of time and really lead you away from what it is that you're trying to accomplish. But on the day-to-day things that you have to do, hygiene, keeping your house clean, your room, making sure you're well dressed, the way you treat others outside, your organization and everything, that stuff is going to reflect into whatever you're trying to do. So start mastering your discipline and forget about motivation. As long as you have your purpose written out in front of you and you know why you're doing the things that you're doing, you don't need motivation. With that being said, if you're somebody who's having trouble and you want to talk one-on-one, I have a link down below in the description. Besides that, you can also reach out to me on my Instagram, which is also linked down below. And if you have any other topics that you want me to cover, make sure you comment them down below.